I'm done with all this shit. I'm cool off all this talking shit. I got a whole team to represent. I don't want to do none of this. I never did want to do any of it. Fuck this nigga and fuck his team, bro. I'm out. I gotta go.
On July the 6th of 2024, there will be a long-awaited return of the legend of mixed martial arts who already went down in the history of combat sports. The great Stocktonian gangster, Nate Diaz, will come back to the world of boxing to clash with one of the baddest mother effers in the face of Jorge Masvidal. So today, we decided to remember the best performance of the veteran when he shocked the world. Number 10. Leon Edwards.
Yeah, he knows how to win, and he knows how to win and get it done. So it's gonna be a serious, not serious fight, and you gotta kill him.
Let's start today's compilation with a case that stuck in the fans' heads of the legendary Nate Diaz. In June of 2021, our hero had another appearance in the main octagon to show his skills and try his luck against another rising prospect who was seen as a huge favorite. Leon Edwards, who currently holds the welterweight champion, was just getting close to his opportunity to contest the title and desperately needed a renowned opponent. The Stocktonian clearly didn't care who he was going to fight because it's been more than a year and a half since his last outing. He simply wanted to get in the cage at UFC 263 and nothing else bothered him.
I was waiting for this the whole world to speed back up. I wasn't really waiting. I was just trying to get on a good card where everything was happening again with his full crowds, and it was time to go. And he's the one who's winning and doing a good job. And he's got an impressive little record and career going on. So let's take that.
The fight happened to be very dramatic and spectacular. Don't be quick to spit into the screen, dear friends, as we are referencing its last part, which overshadowed everything that happened prior. Yes, throughout almost all 5 rounds, the Jamaican Brit was superseding the veteran in all aspects, but his chin got stunned by the legendary 1-2 of the Stocktonian. And what did our favorite mother effer do in this situation? Right, he started taunting the young fighter instead of pushing the pressure in the last sequences and finishing him. Even despite the loss by a decision, Nate Diaz definitely didn't feel defeated on that historical night.
In a real fight, in the real world, that fight's a wrap. So, yeah, he was sleepwalking.
Number 9. Manny Gamburian.
He motivates me a lot. He got me going. He's the one who got me started.
He said, "You better go whip some motherfuckers' ass." Out of here.
Perhaps not many of you remember this name or relate it to the good old Nate. However, we must mention him in this compilation, because it was for him why Nate Jr. got a ticket to the UFC. In June of 2007, our hero was looking to perform at the finale of the Ultimate Fighter show, where he was up against the Armenian-American fighter.
He's laughing the whole time like it was funny, and I'm like, God, it's not funny. Get mad and try to fight me, please. That's what I was hoping for.
It didn't take too much effort for the Stocktonian to deal with his vis-a-vis because he knew what was on the line. Diaz needed only 5 minutes and 20 seconds in total to get the upper hand by a TKO and break into the world's best league with a triumphal victory in the finale of the fighting show.
Congratulations on behalf of the UFC. You are the lightweight Ultimate Fighter. You get the 6-figure contract with the UFC. You get the trophy. And you also get a customized watch brought to you by High Mob Watches.
All right, baby, give it to him.
Congratulations, buddy. You're the winner.
Number 8. Takanori Gomi.
Feel good. I trained hard with my team. Nick, Jake, Gil, Daniel, everybody had title fights, so I got a lot of good training. And tomorrow, Saturday, be ready to go.
Don't be distracted by such abrupt time skips. We tried to compilate fights featuring Nate based on their significance, and in our opinion, the next rivalry in line took place in September of 2011. Back then, the prospect had already tasted the bloody wars and transitioning between the divisions. After returning to the lightweight division, he shared the octagon with the vicious Japanese who once held the championship in ruthless pride, the Japanese gladiator Takanori Gomi.
All these guys are on steroids, so can't be surprised when somebody pops up on steroids, you know? It usually should be a surprise when people aren't on steroids.
135th event was perfectly complemented with this clash, as Stockton's impudent son once again distinguished himself with his well-rounded work in all aspects, which eventually did not leave any chances to the Japanese knight and finished him closer to the end of the first round.
I don't know, I made weight pretty easy for 55. What I think, I went up to 170. I was kind of irritated at losing at 55. Like, I thought I beat Grant Maynard, so I was like, if I'm gonna bust my ass all year long, fight 3 to 5 times a year, and get, get jacked out of the decisions, then I might as well be fighting all year and not have to diet, because that's pretty miserable, you know? So I like, if I'm gonna get jacked for a decision, it's gonna be eating and a little happier during the year.
Oh, he's done. Oh. He's gonna break the arm. It's all over. Outstanding. Nate Diaz transitions to the armbar and defeats Takanori Gomi. No doubt about it, the best performance of Nate.
Number 7. Jim Miller.
I know I train harder than anybody in the UFC, so the mission at hand right now is Jim Miller, and I'm here to complete it, you know, take him out.
In May of 2012, having a streak of 2 victories in the lightweight division, our hero clashed inside the octagon with a seasoned and experienced beast who was at his peak and was dangerous in absolutely every aspect of the fight. Nate Diaz was given an opportunity to headline the spring's Fight Night event, as the promotion believed that these two well-rounded fighters with offensive arsenal would manage to properly showcase their skills in the span of 25 minutes and deliver the fans an unforgettable spectacle.
I think in the lightweight division I could fight the top contenders, so this is where I'm going to stay for a while.
But as history taught us, the Stocktonian gangster did not need any extra rounds, as he got done with Miller in less than 2. Jim couldn't find the answers to this puzzle of Nate in the form of his signature style with a focus on jiu-jitsu. And in the end, Diaz scored an amazing win by a guillotine and earned a submission of the night bonus.
I'll fight whoever wants to fight, whoever they want me to fight.
He's gonna try it again. Miller trying to break free. He's gonna tap. He's gonna tap. It's all over. It is all over. Nate Diaz becomes the first man to stop Jim Miller.
Number 6. Donald Cerrone.
100%. I've been following Nate and his brother for a long time. Those two come to fight. They're game opponents. No matter who, no matter what, they throw down. And come Friday, he will show up. I know that without doubt in my mind. He will come to fight, and it's going to be a very exciting, action-packed fight.
Between the fights with Takanori Gomi and Jim Miller, the Stocktonian warrior was offered a prime cowboy who at that time was terrorizing the lightweight division and all members of its roster. That version of Donald Cerrone truly had all the needed skills and qualities worthy of a future champion. So our hero was very serious in regards to this challenge, which awaited him in December of 2011 at UFC 141.
He's got some good things that he does, but I train with guys that do the same thing, you know, and there's nothing I haven't seen before. But we're gonna have to find out what happens on Friday night. That's when it goes down. So we'll see when it happens.
We state with no exaggeration that this very performance is still one of the best in the Stocktonian's career. Nate Diaz did not just dismantle the prime version of Cowboy, he literally wiped the floor with him for 3 given rounds. arrogance, cockiness, and insolence combined with crisp boxing turned Cerrone's face into a bloody mess, which couldn't help but make the judges pick our hero as the winner.
After fights, I'll be home I'll probably take tomorrow and the day off, day after off, but I'm gonna get back to work. I'm always trying to improve everywhere. So whether I'm standing or on the ground, I just try to be ready for whatever's gonna happen, you know, because anything can happen in there. I was even thinking maybe with all the stuff he was telling about how he's gonna knock me down and knock me out and kick me and all this, I know they train with Greg Jackson and they have real smart game plans to come out and take you out of your game. So I was thinking maybe he was gonna try to take me down. So I just try to stay ready for everything and work as hard as I can.
Number 5. Gray Maynard.
I like to play like he's undefeated this whole time and, you know, avoid me and avoid the situation. But I know when the UFC asked me if he wanted to fight me, he didn't want to fight me.
In this particular case, we would like to talk about the end of the trilogy with the American. Yes, if some of you didn't know, Diaz and Maynard faced each other in the octagon 3 times. The first fight happened in the 5th season of The Tough Show, which our hero successfully went through, as well as beating his opponent. The second time, they fought in January of 2010, and back then Maynard got a controversial victory by a split decision. And by November of 2013, the matchmakers put them against each other for the last time to put an exclamation mark and answer all the questions in the rivalry.
I'm going to beat Gray Maynard. This is the 3rd time fighting him, finish it off and seal the deal. I won the first one. I think I won the second fight too. You could ask him how he won the fight. I bet you don't got too good of an answer. I'm gonna be in his face, I'm gonna let him know that I'm there to win and he's gonna know it. It's survival of the fittest. I beat him. I'm gonna hunt down Pettis and Thompson's ass and take them out. I'll be back fighting for a title.
Frankly speaking, Maynard's attitude was quite perky, even though he was clearly past his prime by the time of the bout. The veteran believed that he could put the nail in the coffin of this impudent guy if he would use his experience and enough efforts. However, all of that happened to be wet dreams that were far from harsh reality. And the reality was that Nate Diaz came out and knocked his opponent out already in the middle of the first round. Just like that.
Yeah, it was the top 10 guys, so it was just got the job done quick, and that was the objective. To get the job done, so I don't know. I guess I was going to watch and see what happened.
Nate Diaz! Nate Diaz has done it! What a capstone he puts on the trilogy here tonight as he takes out Gray Maynard!
Number 4. Michael Johnson.
Why back at 155 and not 170?
That's just the way things worked out, you know. They gave me a list of names at 170, and it was like never heard of any of them. Michael Johnson's ranked number 5. He's a better option than the other ones.
Everything Diaz said in an interview is a simple truth. By that time, he really needed an opponent and a fight, as he hadn't entered the octagon for a year. It was the time when he wasn't recognized the way he should have been. He did not shine in the media, did not distinguish himself with any big headlines, and definitely was not in demand of sponsors who would send trucks of cash to his front porch. By December of 2015, the UFC put him against Michael Johnson, who in comparison to Rusty Nate, looked like a clear favorite, or at least that's what people thought.
Final thing, how are you going to react when he starts talking smack to you, egging you on and things like that?
Right,
you like
here,
that?
right there, that smile right there. Yeah, that motivates me. You know, if he's doing that, then I know he's not focused on the fight. He's focused on talking trash and getting in my head, and that means he's losing once he starts doing that. So that means a job well done for me.
Oh yeah. Everybody says that until they face the enraged and impudent son of Stockton in the center of the octagon. Johnson, like nobody else, experienced all the power of a charged up Nate reaching his prime, who literally destroyed Michael. In those 15 minutes of the fight, Diaz showed all the beauty of his striking mastery, dismantling his opponent to small pieces. As a result, a unanimous decision victory and a Fight of the Night award.
I felt like I was okay the whole fight. Then the last minute, something happened where I got hit right in and my eye got blurred, so I switched this way for a second. So it's a little weird thing, but nothing that was like devastating or anything crazy.
You know, it was an incredible experience. First off, you know, Nate's an incredible fighter, and you know, we went on there and gave you guys exactly what everybody wanted, and that was a Fight of the Night performance. But you really don't know how you're gonna react until he starts doing it, and you know, he sucked me in. So you know, congrats to him.
Number 3, Tony Ferguson.
Remember when I Donald Cerrone here on New Year's, and who fought on the main event with Brock Lesnar and
that was a Brock Lesnar fight?
With Brock Lesnar and Overeem, I think.
The perfect way to open our top 3 of Nate's best performance in the UFC would be his last outing in the Octagon, which happened in September of 2022. Initially, as many of you know, his opponent was supposed to be Khamzat Chimaev, who at that time was getting actively pushed into the top 5 of the welterweight division and a title shot. But over time, things have changed and the UFC 279 card had to be shuffled.
It's all a mess. It's irritating. I trained for Khamzat. I don't even know how to fight this guy. I'm gonna watch the video tonight, but it don't matter anyway because I train for everybody always anyway. I don't train for fights anymore. I just train to fight everybody, always ready for war. So
Tony Ferguson, who was looking to go against Li Jingliang, accepted to replace Khamzat and fight Diaz in the main event. And mind you, it was Nate's stance that he was not willing to enter the cage on one-day notice with anybody else but El Cucuy.
Tony's been around a long time. We should have fought a long time ago. Khabib was afraid of him, just like this ass motherfucker was afraid of me yesterday. We punked his ass in the back here, and now he don't know how to make weight. You know what I'm saying? You guys already know what it is. Real G's come from California, America, motherfucker.
Given the fact that it was the last fight on the Stocktonian veteran's contract, he simply couldn't let his fans down. And in fact, Diaz did not do that. This fight had everything, some elements of the show, weird moments in Nate's typical style, and a bloody shootout. And the end came closer to the middle of the 4th round, where our hero made Ferguson jump for the legs and tightly grabbed his neck, forcing him to tap with a vicious guillotine.
yeah, I felt like the later it was gonna get, the better it was gonna get, and it started working out for me.
Number 2, Anthony Pettis.
But they know what they're doing it. They're like, I want to fight. Who's next? I want to do whatever I'm told. I'm like, from day one. It's gonna stay the same too until I'm 100 years old. I'm the don of all this. Anybody gonna step in this room and say they're the ass whipper? I beg to differ.
The number 2 spot of today goes to a fundamental battle between Nate Diaz and a former champion of the world's best league in the face of Showtime. At UFC 241, there was perhaps the most anticipated return of Stockton's impudent son, because back then he was literally at the peak of his hype and hadn't fought anyone for 3 years. Having money, fame and success, the veteran once again expressed his desire to compete in the fighting game and prove that material things were never his main motivation.
Oh man, a perfect fight for me. You know me and Nate, we've had beef and drama for a long time. So just something that was supposed to happen a long time ago, and it's finally happening, and at a comfortable weight class for both of us. So it's gonna be a scrap.
I see my hand getting raised, man. I feel like Nate Diaz had 3 years off. I'm not impressed with what he's done. I mean, he beat McGregor. Other than that, who has he beat? So I've been on the front line since I came into sport. I'm fighting the best in the world.
There was a long and unfinished story between Diaz and Pettis, which came to fruition only years later. But it's better late than never, right? Rested, recovered after injuries, and fresh Nate beat all the crap out of Anthony like he was a piñata, and once again disproved all the talks that he was done. The public ultimately couldn't figure out that the more they doubt Nate, the more they get impressed by the final result.
Yeah, I felt him a little up and down, but he had a little comebacks where I felt like if I would have took it down a little bit and then been more like picking it apart, but then I also felt like 15-minute fight isn't enough time for that, so.
With the volume, beautiful left hand by Diaz. Another right hand, a left hand.
Oh, big spinning elbow. Oh, he got him. Oh, another knee for Diaz. Oh, Nate Diaz.
Huge knee.
Number 1. Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for, mother. I'm gonna fight your. You know what's the real fight? What's the real money fight? Is me.
And at the first honourable place, we have a rivalry that made these athletes legends and significant figures in the fighting game. In March of 2016, Nate Diaz got a 1 in a million chance to face the notorious Irishman on short notice who, due to unexpected circumstances, needed a new opponent. The stars aligned perfectly, and we got an inimitable chemistry in the lead up to UFC 196.
I like his fight style a lot better than a lot of people's fight style. The fight games got really weak in the last long time, so I guess I could say that I appreciate somebody who will come and fight.
He even tried to pick on John Anik the other day. He has a bully mentality until a real man shows up. Like Mike Tyson said, he's scared of a real man.
John Anik, fuck you. How about that?
Two completely different auras, two different worlds, two elements clashed against each other in the main event of one of the biggest shows in the world's best league, to give us one of the most memorable scenes in MMA history. On that very night, the fans fell in love with Nate Diaz, who cold-bloodedly weathered the storm of McGregor and became the first man in the organization who managed to finish the Notorious One and make him tap.
Hey, I'm not surprised.
My goodness! Now he's got the back. Now. That's it. He's got the track. Nate Diaz. He's out. He's done it. It is all over. Nate Diaz beats.
What do you think about Stockton's impudent son and his upcoming fight in the boxing ring against Jorge Masvidal? Leave your opinion in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the new videos, and of course, hit the like button if you enjoyed this one. See you soon.